The fluorescent lights of the Galactic Industries headquarters buzzed overhead as Jackson stood in the corridor, his rejection letter still warm in his hand. 5 years of military service protecting Earth's borders during the intersystem wars, and he couldn't even land a junior analyst position. The irony wasn't lost on him. Another one bites the dust, he muttered, crushing the paper in his fist. Elsa, the receptionist who had greeted him earlier with a sympathetic smile, approached with 2 cups of coffee. Her auburn hair was tied back professionally, and her green eyes held genuine concern. She had been working at Galactic Industries for 3 years, long enough to see countless qualified candidates turned away. "I'm sorry about the interview," she said, offering him one of the cups. "Commander Zixter is particular about his hiring standards." Jackson accepted the coffee gratefully. "Particular? The guy didn't even look at my service record. Just said humans lack the cognitive flexibility for problem-solving in a multi-species environment." He took a bitter sip. "I've coordinated tactical operations with 12 different alien species, but sure, cognitive flexibility is my problem." Elsa leaned against the wall, her expression thoughtful. "Between you and me, the commander has been impossible lately. There's something going on with the Frontier Station project. 3 project managers have quit in the last month." Before Jackson could respond, an alarm blared through the building. Red emergency lights replaced the fluorescent whites, and Elsa's communicator chirped urgently. She glanced at the screen, her face paling. "The quantum core," she whispered, "it's destabilizing." Through the glass walls of the executive level, Jackson could see chaos erupting. The massive alien commander, Zixter, 8 foot tall being with crystalline skin that refracted light in prismatic patterns, was shouting commands in his native tongue. His 3 eyes rotated independently, scanning holographic displays that showed cascading system failures. "What happens if the core destabilizes completely?" Jackson asked, his military training kicking in. "It powers the entire building and half the research district. If it goes critical..." Elsa didn't need to finish. "The explosion would level several city blocks." Jackson watched the scene for exactly 3 seconds before his decision crystallized. He'd faced worse odds on the battlefield. "Take me to him." "What?" "Jackson, you were just rejected, and I'm about to unreject myself." "Come on." They sprinted down the corridor. Elsa's security clearance got them through to checkpoints before they burst into the command center. Commander Zixter turned his central eye fixing on Jackson with obvious irritation. "The human reject. Security. Remove your quantum core is collapsing because of resonance cascade in the tertiary stabilizer." Jackson interrupted, striding toward the main display. "I've seen this before on the ISS Titan during the siege of Kepler-4 for 2B. The commander's 3 eyes converged on Jackson, a sign of intense focus in his species. "Impossible. Humans don't have quantum engineering experience." "No, but we have experience keeping aging starships operational with limited resources." Jackson's fingers flew across the holographic interface, years of military improvisation guiding his movements. "Your engineers are trying to reset the primary systems, but that's like treating the symptom instead of the disease. The tertiary stabilizers are operating on a feedback loop that creates harmonic interference with the primary matrix." The commander finished, his crystalline skin shifting to a deep amber color. Surprise, Elsa noted. She'd never seen her boss show that particular emotion before. Jackson pulled up a schematic. "During the siege, we were losing power to our quantum drives. Standard protocols said to shut down and reboot, but we didn't have time. Lieutenant Chun, brilliant woman, Proximon hybrid, she figured out you could introduce a counter-resonance through the auxiliary channels." His hands moved with practiced precision, implementing the solution even as he explained it. "You create a controlled dissonance that cancels out the cascade." The room fell silent except for the humming of machinery. The red warning lights began to flicker, then shifted to yellow, then green. The quantum reading stabilized. The core was purring like a content cat. Commander Zixter's skin cycled through 7 different colors before settling on a respectful silver blue. You just solved a problem that has plagued our engineers for weeks." Jackson shrugged, though his heart was still racing from the adrenaline. "You learn to think creatively when you're fighting a war with equipment held together by duct tape and determination." The commander approached, his massive form somehow less intimidating now. "I rejected you because your scores on our standard problem-solving assessments were unconventional. You approached every question from an angle our algorithms didn't anticipate." "Yeah. Humans tend to do that," Jackson replied. "We're messy thinkers. We don't always follow the logical path from A to B. Sometimes we go through Q, make a detour past M, and arrive at B from an entirely unexpected direction. A sound emerged from the commander that Elsa recognized as laughter. The very cognitive inflexibility I criticized is actually cognitive creativity, Commander, Elsa interjected. Jackson also has extensive experience in crisis management, multi-species coordination, and Zixa raised a crystalline hand. Elsa, please prepare the employment contracts. His central eye focused on Jackson. That is, if you're still interested in the position. Jackson glanced at Elsa, who was grinning widely, then back at the commander. Actually, sir, I'm interested in a different position. You mentioned the Frontier Station project. 3 managers have quit because they can't solve whatever problem you're facing there. The commander's skin shifted to a curious orange. You want to take on the project that has broken 3 experienced managers. I want to take on challenges that require unconventional thinking. That's what veterans do best. We solve impossible problems with insufficient resources. Jackson extended his hand. So, what do you say? Want to give this cognitively flexible human a real shot? For a long moment, Commander Zixa simply stared at the offered hand. Then, with a gesture that would be recorded in Galactic Industries folklore, he clasped Jackson's hand with his own crystalline appendage. Welcome to Galactic Industries, Project Manager Jackson. Your first assignment begins tomorrow. As Jackson and Elsa left the command center, she bumped his shoulder playfully. Not bad for a rejected applicant. Jackson laughed, feeling lighter than he had in months. Not bad at all. Hey, since I'm now employed here, want to grab dinner and you can tell me everything I need to know about the Frontier Station disaster. Elsa's smile was radiant. I thought you'd never ask. Behind them, through the glass walls, Commander Zixa watched them go, his skin glowing a satisfied gold. Perhaps, he thought, it was time to reconsider his entire hiring philosophy. Sometimes the best solutions came from the most unexpected sources, and sometimes a rejected veteran was exactly what a seemingly impossible problem needed.